In today's video, we're going to be working on these two-tiered side tables. These tables are pretty outdated, but they can still get a lot of use, so we're going to give them their much-needed makeover and turn them into something a little more updated. Let's flip it. I like using Dixie Belle's White Lightning cleaner to clean my piece. White Lightning comes in a powder form. You only need 2 tablespoons per gallon of water, so I usually just fill up my water bottle and then I do 1 tablespoon. I love this cleaner because it lasts forever and it's extremely, ridiculously inexpensive, and it works really well, as you can see. For this whole 8-ounce container of White Lightning, it's only $4.95 or something around there, but it's super inexpensive. If I was going to use Crud Cutter just to clean this piece, I'd probably seriously only get 2 pieces done with it, and then my whole bottle would be gone, where this one, White Lightning, just lasts so long. So I thought I would talk about that a little bit. And here I'm just rinsing it all down with water so there's no cleaner residue. So here's the clean one, and then the other one is not cleaned yet. I just wanted to show you the difference. It's pretty huge. I'm getting ready to shellac, and I'm only going to shellac the legs and the sides. And actually the bottom I'm gonna shellac too, because I found a little stench at the bottom, so I'm gonna shellac that because it locks in all the odors. And I'm doing this just as an extra step because I like to prime my pieces. Some people are okay without priming and just chalk painting, but because I sell my furniture, I always want to make sure that I've covered all my bases. So in case there's any odors, which there were, when I flipped this upside down, it kind of smelled. So not only did I shellac the legs, but I also shellacked the full bottom. Shellac will lock in the odors, tannins. I just always feel safe selling my stuff and knowing that it's going to be the best quality work I can do, so shellac is one of my go-to primers. Now I'm using my blue tape to tape off sections that I do not want stain to hit, because I'm going to gel stain the tabletops. And here I'm using No Pain Gel Stain in Walnut by Dixie Belle. This is my favorite gel stain to use. I love the walnut, the espresso. I haven't used the other colors. I think I'm gonna get the Picklin White next, but this is my go-to. Any other gel stain I've used, I don't know, it's kind of a pain in the butt. This one is so uncomplicated. It's sort of dummy proof and I love it. I'm using just a regular sponge brush. You can get them from Amazon or your hardware store. Sometimes you can find a whole bag for $1 at the dollar store. I brush it on as if I'm brushing on a thin coat of paint. Then I leave it to dry. This time I left it to dry overnight before applying my next coat, but I did apply a total of 2 coats. I would like to add that I do not sell Dixie Belle products. I wish I did, but every time I try to, somebody already sells it, so they have the territory thing. I love it so much that I would sell it if I could, but every time I try, I can't. So I don't get paid by them. I just love their products. And once you find a product that you love, it's sort of hard to use other products and especially once you learn a line of colors. With Dixie Belle, I know all their colors and how to mix them and what they're gonna look like and all their products that do what. So it's just easier for me to stick with what I know. But I do like to use other color lines, and I'm gonna start doing that more in the future. But I just wanted to let you guys know that, I don't get paid to use Dixie Belle, and that would be super awesome if I did, but I don't. I just truly believe in their product and I love it. So that's why I use it all the time. And this is just 1 coat of the gel stain. You can still see the grain through it. It just gave it a darker, richer color instead of that orange. So we're already looking updated. And here we are 2 days later, and this is 2 coats of the gel stain. It gave us a beautiful, rich walnut color. You can still see the grain through it. And now I want to seal it with my water-based polyurethane from Varathane. I'm going to paint the sides with a really light color, so I'm sealing it in case I make a splatter or something. It protects the stain and it kind of wipes up a lot easier if it's sealed. And always be sure to go back when you're sealing and make sure that you get rid of all the drips. If your sealer dries as a drip, you can see it. It's not like when you're just painting it on and it goes on and then it, fades clear. No, if it's in clumps, it'll stay and it'll even yellow. So make sure you have no clumps and no drips. You just want a nice, smooth application. So now I'm going in on the sides with my color. The sides and the legs are going to be painted in Dixie Belle's Drop Cloth. That's the name of the color. It's like a cream, but it has a little bit of a brownish tint. So it reminds me of like coffee with a ton of creamer. I paint a total of 2 coats with drop cloth. These tables were just one of those easy pieces. I looked at it and I immediately knew what it was going to be. I knew the makeover it was going to get. It's like when people say, oh, it spoke to me. A lot of pieces, it's almost like they tell you what they want to be. This one, I looked at it and I could see that it was just, a plain classic piece, almost. It didn't need bright colors or anything like that. It just needed to be updated. It just needed to be classic, where it could go in anyone's living room, maybe even a little masculine. If you were to paint this in bright colors or, a bunch of blues, it may not fit because of the style, but with neutrals, it sort of is a neutral piece. It's, there's not really a lot to it. There's not intricate detailing or anything like that. It's just kind of is what it is. So that's when I go for my neutrals. So now here I'm sealing all of the drop cloth that I've already painted. Whenever I have this style leg or spindles that have these little creases, the little tubes on them, I see an opportunity to use wax. I always put wax in there. I think it just gives it great detail and depth and something extra. So that's what we're gonna do. And before I did that, I wanna make sure I sealed it. So now I'm going in with my Best Dang Wax in brown. I could have done black, but I don't know, something about the brown, it's all just going together, so I'm going with it. You can use a bigger brush, a regular brush, but because I don't want to waste a lot of my wax right now, I'm just going to use my detail brush and I'm going to put it in the little creases. Now because I've sealed and I waited for my sealer to dry, I can just use a napkin with a little bit, I spritzed a little bit of water on it and my wax should mostly come off. I needed a little bit more water. So if you weren't gonna seal it and you put your wax on, it would get really dirty looking. And I didn't want that. I just wanted it to keep the wax in the creases. When this wax completely dries, it might take like 1 to 3 days, honestly. Then I'm gonna seal it one more time with my water-based polyurethane. And here they are completely finished. And this is 2 coats of the gel stain and then 2 coats of sealer. You can still see the wood grain. It's not as dark as the espresso. The espresso is almost black. So this is just a nice, rich, chocolatey color. I love it. And this is a shot of without wax and with wax, just so you could see the difference. I hope you enjoyed this makeover. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe button to help my channel grow, and I will see you next time.